Hey, welcome back to Movie Community College. I am the Professor Jeremy Bowling, and we're going to continue our course study on the Suicide Squad. So let's do this. Let's go ahead, and we got the picture up here of the crew, and we're going to be looking at Katana. And Katana is the woman kneeling down here by the center figure guy, brick flag. She's the one with the Japanese kind of face mask on. And, I think I've been familiar with her a little bit from the comics. I've always had a fondness towards the martial arts side of comic books and movies, and I've liked samurais. I like all that kind of stuff, and so I was familiar with her. But I the first time that I saw her portrayed in a way that was a little bit different from the comics was on Arrow, and I don't remember which season it was. And this is Arrow with Stephen Amell. She was on it, and it was part of when Ollie was on the island and he gets off, but Amanda Waller kind of captures him and puts him into the Suicide Squad and makes him do some things. She was one of the caretakers of him to make sure that he didn't go crazy, her and her husband. And she was really an interesting character. They really grounded her in reality. They made her more about, good martial artists can fight with a sword. We didn't see the supernaturalness of the sword. And then she could use the ancient Asian remedies to help, wounds and sickness and whatnot. I think one of the things that's going to be really interesting about her is because I'm guessing we're going to see elements of magic since we have Enchantress in this film. Is Katana. She is a supremely skilled samurai. Okay, she's just, and that's different than what we saw in Arrow. We saw a girl who was pretty good at fighting, could use the sword. She is a samurai. She is straight up that ability. She can fight with her hand. She's deadly with a katana. But this katana has a name. It's the Soul Taker. And she uses this to fight evil around the world. This is a mystic sword. And I don't know if they're going to portray that in Suicide Squad. Again, I think they would since they have Enchantress. Kind of hard to not to get into that. And this mystic sword contains the soul of every person killed by it. And Katana can communicate with those souls. I think when you look at her background, Tashu Yamashiro, I think is how you say it. I don't know. I could be wrong. She was just an average Japanese girl. Save for her proficiency in the martial arts, her two brothers both proclaimed their love for her. She liked both of them, but she chose Meisu, and this angered Teo, who refused to attend their wedding. By this time, he joined Yakuza and received a large dragon tattoo across his chest to mark himself as such, and as a result of that, his family will disown him. After the death of Teju's parents, and we don't really know what the cause of death is. Sweaty's out there. If you know what it is, let me know. Hit me up. Let me know. She and Meisu started their own family, and she gave birth to twins, Yoko and Riku. Meanwhile, Taeko rose to the ranks of the Yakuza. In one of his exotic tastes that he started to get as he rises in power is ancient weapons. He was presented with a pair of magical swords from General Karnas. One of his favorites was the Soul Taker because it had mystical properties. One night, Taeko took both swords to the Yamashiro residence, tossing the non-powered sword in his brother and demanding they duel for Teisu. He quickly struck Meisu down, and of course in the fight he accidentally started a fire, and while distracted by his children, Meisu was slain with the Soul Taker. Teisu wakes up, sees her husband dead, engages Taeko, gaining the upper hand and disarming him. When she attempted to go after her children, she heard her husband's voice telling her to turn back, coming from the sword. So she turns around, she listens, she sees the sword calling to her. She grabs the sword, and as she does that, she watches the house burn down. She begins to train as a samurai underneath a master. After much time, she is graduated from his tutorship and leaves for America, where she intends to use her talents to fight for justice. She took the name katana after the sword she wielded. How does she get into the Suicide Squad? I think that will be interesting to see how they portray that. How do they get a hold of her? And I don't know if they're going to do that or not in it. This is going to be, I think, a very sad character. She's going to go on and fight. She's going to communicate with her dead husband. And I'm sure there's going to be a part of her that wants to die and go join her family in the afterworld, is my guess. So we'll see. Tell me, who do you like so far in the Suicide Squad? I mean, is there any member that you really look at and you say, wow, I really, really like that member. I think they're going to be a great one. I mean, because this is going to open up all kinds of possibilities here when you look at the DC Extended Universe. Because from what I understand is we have, we're going to have Batman standalone films. My understanding is the Suicide Squad is all underneath Amanda Waller's leadership, because Batman has captured them and kind of gives them to her to use. So it'd be really interesting kind of see it play out, because we're going to have anti-heroes. We're going to have people who are kind of, who are maybe bad people who do the right thing sometimes. And I think that will be really, really cool. I also heard that they're going to be doing a Birds of Prey movie. I don't know how true that is. That would be interesting to see. So please, if you would you subscribe to our videos here? We're trying to get towards 50 subscribers, and we're 26. Thank you so much for everybody who subscribed and watches. You can check out our website, remnantxradio.com. Again, go to remnantxradio.com. And you can find out a lot of stuff about us. We are into a lot of indie music. We do all kinds of stuff. We have an FM show here in the Phoenix area called Revolution. You can go through and listen to past episodes. You can check out our videos. We have a section called Heroes and Villains where we kind of post stuff. And you can check out the Heroes and Villains podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time.